tonight's episode of Proficiency Bonus and our ongoing stream for Tomb of Annihilation. Had a week off last week due to some unfortunate problems with travel and health and wellness for some of us. So we are back up and running this week with our group in their ongoing journey to deal with the Soulmonger. As we left it last week, our group has been looking at the map provided to them by Sylvia Sindrain, and I just bludgeoned that poor woman's name, but oh well.
Syndra.
And basically, they have decided to move towards a town that they had seen on the map, and they had a couple of points to locate on there as they are still attempting to find a NEET who went missing during a very unfortunate incident at the Man and Crocodile Shrine, as the group sort of forgot about her for a better part of a day and a half, and upon returning back to the camp found her missing. Best last guess of their deceased guide, Mushari, was that the tracks headed southbound towards the basin. Their group is aware of a village in the northern part of the basin called Mbala, and as well as a, guess we'll call it a landmark to the roughly due west of where they are currently, called Ataz Kahakla, which is their current destination. From last week, we also have not last week, 2 weeks ago at this point, we have the Nat 20 that was awarded to Sarah. A couple of things before we jump in and really get rolling with tonight's episode. Do want to give a quick shout out to Team MZ for all their support for this channel. If you are a small streamer like us and you have any interest in doing this, check out Team MZ. That's EMMMSIE. You can find them on Twitter. Just do a search for the hashtag Team MZ. You'll find a whole lot of people that are similar to what we're doing. Another shout out to our friends at Many Sided Dice, who have the wonderful guide. You can see JJ holding up, the Lost Artifacts of Grey Gast. Just last week, actually, in our Friday night campaign, Storm King's Thunder, wholly the size of that book, our DM Michael actually tossed out an item from that book. And then we also have another group that's supporting us right now called Nightshade. It's Nightshade Creations, JJ?
Nightshade Creations.
And they are currently running a Kickstarter for a new dice tower called the Contender, which they've actually hit their main goal. They've hit their stretch goal now. These things are going to be retailing for anywhere between $50 to $75. You can get them through the Kickstarter right now for literally just about half price. They're running, I think it's $35 is the current cost to get one of their towers. If they hit
the cool thing about them is like they're compact as well, so you can hold dice inside that. Like it's a really, really cool design. Really cool.
You can check it out on our Twitch chat by exclamation point Nightshade Creations. Is it Nightshade Creations? Is it Nightshade or Nightshade Creations? Nope, it's just Nightshade. So I just threw that in there. And good evening, welcome back, Digitio. Always nice to see you here when we start up. So as we think that takes care of just about all of our announcements. Unless anyone else got anything they need to cover before we get rolling?
I dyed my hair purple.
I was going to say, it looks nice. Very good.
Thank you.
So as they say, as the story is told, we have continuing on our journey westbound. What would the group like to do with the start?
See a map. I don't see a map.
Oh,
see a map.
Dear failure, Mr. Producer, follow the bouncing player flag, if you would.
There we go. Yeah.
And
so easily. Oh man. Okay.
So currently you guys can find yourselves shift ping. Why am I purple? I forgot to fix my color. So there you guys are currently on the map. So you guys had said prior you were heading towards the west towards Ataz-Kahakla.
Is that the pronunciation that we're sticking to, or?
Unless someone has something better.
Okay.
Kahakla.
I couldn't remember if we'd agreed on one.
I want to cross the stream. Who else does want to do that? Or not?
Which way is this stream headed? Like, is it headed north or south?
So if you're looking due west, so there's basically the river is probably about maybe just under a mile from where you are. Looks to head to the north and then slowly sort of bank off towards the west.
Okay, I guess what I'm asking is the water flow direction.
It's omnidirectional per the book.
Okay, cool.
So the speed is the same no matter what direction you're going. Yeah. It's that sort of river.
Cool. It's just a great river.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I guess let's keep heading that way if we're going towards Ataz-Kahakla. So Solana or Gizzard, which one of y'all want to do the thing today?
Oh man, I did so poorly last time.
Maybe today's your day.
If you want to take it, you can take it.
No.
Okay.
Alright, I've got it.
Looks like Gizzard's being assigned navigational duties again.
Good.
Let us do
Go
it.
ahead and go ahead and roll Mr. Lizard.
See?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mr. Lizard has got his skill back tonight. So, as per normal, Mr. Navigator, what sort of pace you setting for the group?
I'm not interested in going here because I think it's pointless. So normal.
Okay, and while he's leading you guys on, anyone else doing anything during the day's travel?
I'm gonna, Melik's gonna talk to Devon A real quick and try and get a quick recap on why we're headed to Ataz-Kahakla, besides the name being...
It was pretty much just the name.
Yes, Melik, what do you want to know?
Why are we going to the... I mean, I'm all down for the city. What are we doing, though, there?
Well, we're going to the bottom of the area, so we might find a neat while we're down here.
Oh, that lady again. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
and Solana was really interested in the pretties over at Kahakla. And then once we're done there, then we're going to go up to
The
the
what?
city.
The pretties?
It's gonna be shiny, don't worry, it's gonna be so shiny.
Like rocks.
Shiny! Rocks. Yes.
Cool. Okay. Melik's been pretty lonely, so he was thinking they were talking about, like, babes and stuff, but never mind.
Rocks.
Anyways,
Babes.
on we march.
Okay, so as you guys take off, and the weather is fairly standard for what you're used to in this area. Slight mist, you can see the sun, a little bit of almost like a rain, just that heavy sort of humid, moist air. As you guys set off along the river, heading towards your goal westward at Ataz-Kahakla. You guys travel through the day. Lunchtime comes and goes. As the afternoon slowly turns into evening, you actually notice on the southern shore of the river, you're see what looked to be some reed or thatch huts. Outside of the huts, you see two strange-looking. Let me actually grab a description here of these. Second, where are we? Okay. So is actually, do I have? Give me a second here. I may have grabbed a. If I did everything right, I should have a picture of them here. Apologize. This is what happens when DMs roll for the things during the stream. Sometimes it takes a moment. Okay. And apparently I forgot to drag these guys over. So now that we have our friend here, this, and I'm going to blow this up so you guys can see, and our viewers at home are able to see this. You see a couple of just two of these rather large crane-looking birds standing just about 8 feet tall and sitting, talking to each other and watching as you guys are making your way along the river.
When you say talking,
The birds are talking? Yeah. Why?
you
Yes.
mean like in common or like?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Right? Can't imagine that's going to be a high one.
As you pay a little closer attention, they're actually speaking common to each other.
Oh wow.
Wild. Right.
And,
yes, some smart birds.
Real quick, I just want to give a quick shout out to one of our new followers. My viewer list is taking a quick moment to pull up, so unfortunately I missed you. There we are. Kulari, thank you very much for joining us and for the follow.
Thanks, Kulari.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So, as back to our intelligent talking cranes, as you guys are listening, you can hear one of them say to the other, if they stop, we should talk to these. Don't think this is a good group to attack. No, powerful. No blood, no wounds. Talk, not food.
Okay.
Okay. That's great. Guys, the big birds don't want to fight us. I think we want to have a chat. Interesting. You know what? Why not? Get tired of talking to you clowns anyways. What's up? Melik's
So you guys
gonna march on over and say hello.
So as you guys sort of pull the canoes over towards the side a little bit, and Malik calls out you, and the one that you had heard talking turns to look at you. Oh, greetings, travelers. What brings you here?
Well, we're on our way to a city, Tazkahakla. Is that right? Something like that. You guys are big. You're birds.
Well, we are Eblis, not quite birds, but many of the foreigners to our lands are unfamiliar with this, but yes.
Oh, sure. Tomato. Like, ask them. They're birds.
Ask them if they eat worms.
You guys eat worms?
Do I know what they are? Matt, I rolled the 17.
They look like cranes, but you also know they're not natural animals.
Can
Someone do it on Kana.
I was gonna say, ask if Lennon can try and recall something magical about birds speaking and coming to one another.
Sure, go ahead and make an Arcana check. And Melik, were you asking them if they actually ate worms? Like
Yeah,
Gizzard said?
absolutely. I don't know what to say, so sure.
Yes, 22.
I'll give you this option after this. This check from Quen would have been happening at about the same time. Quen, you have heard tales of people who are evil and just the worst type of people being reincarnated into these large crane-like birds
They're investment bankers.
acts of larceny, kidnapping. There's all manner of bad people. Looking at these and realizing that these are not natural creatures, that these are definitely some sort of magical or monstrosity, you get a pretty good idea that this is what they are. And as you're recalling this, you hear Gizzard telling Melik to ask if they eat worms.
Guess
Hey,
he
guys.
ain't gonna stop me, so y'all eat worms?
As they sort of looked at each other.
Even Solana knows that that's a weird question.
No, we prefer meat, and insects are not, no.
You shocked Gizzard, he loves meat.
Worms have meat on them. What are you talking about?
Worms are not meat. Worms are... You see two large wings come forward and just sort of go, this is not meat. This is something stuck in your beak.
Alright. Could I interest you in some of this? And I'm gonna play out the gnome corpse.
That looks like meat.
Yeah,
Takes
you would welcome to
another
have
step forward, another step towards you.
I'm gonna toss the meat at him. Oh, no, that sounded really bad, but you know.
Yeah, I'm tossing the meat. One that's been doing the talking takes a couple of bites, brings a little over to the other one. It's a little old, but not bad, a little overcooked. So,
I haven't cooked it.
well, something about it is a little off then, at least for our taste. But
You cut out. Where did you do I know where they came from? Did they tell me?
where they came from, no.
Okay, they don't.
It's-
Okay.
Yeah, they're just, for lack of a term, we'll say they're just there.
Okay.
So as you're looking at their living situations, like I mentioned, you can see the reed huts. They're sort of built with the front two legs, sort of like you'd see in like parts of New Orleans. How you've got the houses on the stilts when the water creeps up on like the rivers and whatnot. Same idea, stilts leading down into the right at the shore of the river, and then sort of back onto the land towards level ground. You see 3 or 4 huts, but you only see and hear the 2 of them.
So do you guys live here? Some nice digs.
Yes, this
Your
is
friends?
this is our village. It's only the two of us right now. Maybe more
Right.
come later. Maybe the others come back. Till then,
So-
just us.
Okay. Did y'all build these?
Yes.
Can I ask how? Because it's pretty impressive.
Shoddy craftsmanship.
We have some magical ability that enables us to do things of this.
Oh,
We
cool,
can-
cool. Tell
When-
me about it.
When weaker individuals seek to cause trouble for us, we can bend them to our will for a short while.
Okay, so y'all do charm kind of magic. Cool.
Yes, this is good word for it.
All right, well, y'all, we should leave.
What? We're looking for a bit of meat, actually. Probably about yay high, long hair. Dogs kind of like that one. I'm gonna point to Solana.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
This is gonna be really horrible.
Yay!
Don's your top hat.
As you describe this, you notice the two of them get a little shifty looking at each other.
Oh no.
You don't get an immediate response.
So can I, like,
Sense motive that. Oh wait,
yeah, can
wrong
I, like,
game.
roll? Right?
Sure, go ahead.
That would be it.
You can tell that Gizzard's question, coupled with their, we'll call it lack of response, you're definitely on edge, I'll say. Perhaps the best way to describe it.
What's the
Okay,
matter? Do you have gnome in your throat? Speak up.
Okay. Put it down low, but I think something's up. I think they know the meat that you're looking for. They know the lady.
The
Oh,
meat. I finally understand.
So, I keep calling you birds. Y'all don't like that. What can I call you instead?
We are Eblis.
Eblis. Awesome. Eblis, do you guys mind if I just, like, take a look around? I'm, for one, a fine purveyor of architecture. And I just love what you've done here. I think it's just very practical, and I'd love to get a closer look at the interior.
You like architecture?
Yes, I love it.
That's awesome.
New group. Many things people don't know about me yet.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
I'll make an insight check.
Are you inciting them or Melik?
I'm gonna insight Malik.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh no.
Very aware I could not.
Okay. Melik, I'm assuming, given your laughter, you are completely full of it. And Gizzard is aware of that.
And so are
I've
the
not taken interest in any
We're
craftsmanship that I have performed before. What are you talking about?
The Eblis, on the other hand, are not anywhere near as quick as our lizard wizard is. And the quiet one is now offering to give you a tour of the different spots.
Ooh.
If tieflings could sweat, Melik has just wiped his forehead. I'm so excited. All right.
I like nature. You guys are nature, right?
We are of a kind.
Yay!
So is Melik starts to walk away with one of them, and Melik, what is your goal? You're looking to basically just check out the houses.
I'm looking to pick up some clues.
Oh,
Some
okay.
fancy detective work.
Okay.
Malik, are we looking for meat?
Signs of meat. Traces of
Okay.
if meat's here, that's amazing.
Okay. Go ahead. So there are 3 huts. Go ahead and Solana, are you going with Melik?
No, I'm gonna go in another hut. Completely.
Oh, okay.
Just-
So both you, I need perception checks from.
Perception or investigation?
Oh, yeah. If you're searching, what's your actually, Melik, what is your passive perception?
Let's see. My passive.
You guys, I think you're all high enough that it would just be investigation.
14.
Okay, yeah. So, and I know Solana's is even higher than that. So yeah, Solana, go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Oh.
Okay. Solana, as you poke around in the first hut that you go into, is Melik and this other Eblis go into the second hut. You notice this one seems to be completely abandoned. Hasn't been used in any real length of time. Some light dust on the ground. You do see what looks to be a somewhat disused, oversized bird's nest. So a lot of like straws and grass.
I hop in.
Seems to be just a giant bird's nest.
I sit there.
Okay. So as Solana is sitting in this one, Melik, you walk into the second hut, and this one seems to be where at least one of these 2 Eblis are. I mean, you can see a small, appears to be like sconce or torch on one of the walls. It's burning, but it doesn't really give you a read of fire. So you're thinking it's some sort of arcane light or some sort of magical effect. And then, much like Solana, you see a rather large bird's nest in one of the corners. As you're sort of poking around, you notice a couple of shreds of cloth. Looks like it could be anything. Could be from clothing, could be from bags. It's not a whole lot to go on beyond that.
Right. I was gonna ask if there like a push option here, like I don't even know what I would be able to do to like magical carbon dating. Bard's not really equipped with a lot of arcana detective tools. But can I pocket some of that cloth at least?
Sure, go ahead and make. You're trying to be stealthy, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Really. I guess a sleight of hand.
Yep. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check. Okay. So
Works.
you managed to pick some scraps up, and the Eblis doesn't seem to respond in any way.
Yeah, I'm knocking on the walls, like checking for studs, and just sort of grab one. Hey, Eblis. Again, another weird question. It's weird for me to just both call you Eblis. Like, that'd be weird if you just called me Tiefling. Personally, would find that a little rude. So, do you have like a name? Or
No, we do not use names.
okay.
If it
Eblis. Okay,
makes
you're-
if it makes you uncomfortable, you can call me too.
No, you know what? You're right. That was selfish of me. It's not my comfort, it's yours. Okay, Eblis. So, okay, you guys were talking about how you like charm people to come in here and build these. Have y'all done any renovations recently? You know, added any additions?
Oh, well, the third hut is the last one added. If you'd like, we can take a look at that one.
I was just curious when it was built.
Oh, I have been here for a number of years, so it's been a while since this one was built.
Okay, does the cloth that I found look mildewy or old?
As you checked it while you were picking it up, trying to be sneaky, you didn't get a real good look at it, but it didn't hit you as being something you'd find on any of the corpses that Gizzard has been snacking on.
Okay, yeah, so y'all were telling me about this village. Do you guys usually like go out on hunts, or where are the other folks at?
There are only two of us now.
Right, yes, okay, but where did the other ones go? Hey, do y'all need some help, or?
Well, it is not help required. They have passed in battles and problems with other denizens of this area.
Okay, alright, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Last question, just out of curiosity, I'm looking to add an extra addition to my home as well. And being a purveyor of magic, I know a few charm spells myself. I was curious what you do with those that you charm after they're done with your construction.
Well, once the meat is done working.
Actually, you know, the way you phrased that answered my question. Thank you so much. Short and sweet. I love the place. Put it in the memory bank for some future projects. And Iblis later. I'm just gonna there.
I climb out of the nest and I say, wow, how do you guys sleep in there? It's not very comfy, is it? Hey Mel, did you try the nest?
No. Did you?
Yes, it's not very comfy.
Okay, well, I'll take your word for it.
I guess a few feathers, it might be softer.
Okay, Melik is gonna laugh and throw an arm around Solana and then whisper in her ear really quickly, like, I found some new cloth in that house. Somebody's been here recently, so it has some people, like, I think Anit was here.
Oh.
Maybe not Anit. Like, description wasn't very specific.
Can't you, like, get answers out of that person, thing, bird, thing?
Iblis.
Yeah, that thing.
Okay, the only thing I got was that they haven't built anything recently, but there are new cloths there that have been ripped up, kind of. So that means they had either a stay overnight guest, which doesn't make a lot of sense since they eat people, or a stowaway.
Do you want me to talk to the plants? That's about all I can do.
Yes, I do, Solana. That's an amazing idea. Oh, and no more bird's nests. They probably have parasites.
Okay, can I find some plants around the area?
Sure. Are you trying to get away from the Eblis, or are you guys wait until you move along? What's the group's plan beyond Solana speaking with plants?
Well, I feel like we need to stay in the area for the plants to have seen what went down, huh?
I want to say it's got a decent range, I thought. Within 30 feet. Okay, so it's... Oh, okay.
Go to the bathroom.
Oh, I have to use the little elf's room. Can I go somewhere nearby? Yeah.
You notice the two of them just sort of look at each other a little like...
Okay, I'll be behind that bush, but don't look or listen or.
He's very private.
Smell. Yeah, very private person.
Okay, so Solana goes back. Devonay, Quen, Gizzard is snacking on some gnome. What would you two be doing while Solana is going to the little elf's room?
Well, Quen is is kind of feeling a little wintry right now, so he's like kind of a little bit just kind of like bored with everything. He like just wants to like sit down and like take a nap because he's sad right now. But I think maybe he'll like probably like still like just brood with Dave, or sorry, with
Yeah, me in my baseball cap and Daggy.
yeah,
What's up, Quinn? I'm in a fantasy world now.
with Melik. He'll just chill with Melik and just kind of brood like 3 feet away.
So when Melik and Solana went with the one Ibis to check out the huts, the other one stayed around where we first met them?
Correct, yes.
So Devaney would be, asking simple questions just to sort of keep it occupied. Like, how long have you been here? How many others were there when you first came? What happened to them? Just, conversational topics that she doesn't really necessarily care about that much.
Okay, so a lot of that you would have picked up the same basic information Melik got from the conversation with the one in the hut, that there were others before as a result of, well, as they phrase it, battles, but you get the idea that they either attacked something or something attacked them, and a good couple of them ended up passing before the end result was they won the day, as a couple of them are still around, but specifies they've been here for a few years now. And then
Because it's going to look up from his gnome carcass and just look right at this, like, what is it? Ibis? Something?
Eblis.
Eblis. That's it. Elvis. Eblis.
Why did you not answer my question before? You weren't so silent. I am still waiting.
And before we get into that, we're going to jump over to Solana.
Okay, so I go, ho-hum, I'm gonna go behind this bush. Ha ha ha. And then I go behind a bush and I say, hey bush, and I cast stuff on it.
So it's a lot of pops to squat behind this bush. As you take a couple of moments and cast your incantation on it. My God.
That's literally me right now. Like, I'm hiding behind the bush, but like looking at the Eblis. And I say, has anyone like us that are not birds passed within the area recently?
You get a strong, positive vibe from the bush.
Okay.
You get, from that, you get the feeling that there was at least one humanoid has been through this area at some point in the rather recent time frame.
I say, I'm gonna name you W. And, no, I'm kidding. Okay, W.
Man, a lot
Now.
of our imports come from other countries.
Now, W, do you know if this woman met a grim fate?
You get a very sort of neutral feeling of like uncertainty.
Did she die?
You feel a pull towards the third hut.
Oh. Oh wait, was Melik in the third hut?
Nope.
No,
You
I
guys
turned
only
it
checked
off
2 of
or
them.
down.
Oh. Okay. I say thank you, W, and I get up from behind it and say, ho-hum, that was a great time. Really feel myself. Can I look in the hut?
As you say this, if the face of a crane could give the most bewildered expression you can think of. And as we were talking about earlier, flummoxed would be a perfect word for this. Neither one of them has any clue how to respond to you at the moment.
Well, that was a great bush, and do you know what else is great? That hut. I like it. Can I go sit in the nest?
The one that had been with Melik just sort of nods. And as you start heading over towards the third hut, it starts to fall in step about 5 or 6 feet behind you.
Okay.
Melik definitely notices this and remembers that he told her to go talk to a plant. Something's up, so he's gonna follow in with, just in case.
Okay. And now, as this is happening, Gizzard, the other one, looks back at you. I do not recall any question. What do you speak of?
I was talking about the meat, about Yehai. Long hair, speaks like the one that has gone off. You just looked at each other, and you did not answer. I am still waiting.
We see many meat. It's what we eat.
So have you seen any with the description that I just gave you?
Yes. Maybe 4 or 5 days ago.
And where is this
Salon,
meat
as
now?
you're approaching, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Yay!
Okay. And as you ask that question, Gizzard, the head sort of tilts a little to the side and looks past you over towards the third hut.
Can I roll an investigation check also?
Sure, if you'd like to. And then, as it looks back at you, Gizzard, and it goes, these questions. Why do you not wait here? And I will be back shortly.
Seems
And in a
legit.
strange sort of cawing, crying tone, you notice its eyes start to pulse with different colors.
Alright, I'm not about this. I'm gonna attack it. I'm sorry. but-
Really, it's not rolling on this screen. Oh, there it goes. It's rolling a whole bunch. I need you to make a... what is it for this one? I think it's wisdom. Yep, make a wisdom saving throw.
Come on, you're the king, gizzard, lizard, wizard.
And he makes the save.
Yeah.
So as it says that to you, and you see, for those who remembered the old Jungle Book cartoon,
Oh
and
yeah.
the snake in those eyes,
Yep.
that's what Gizzard is looking into right now, and just sort of shakes it off.
Okay. I'm firing back. I'm not about those eyes. I did not like those eyes. I'm laying down the law. My head.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright. So, first of all, I'm gonna try and bite its long, stupid neck.
Straight for the kill shot.
And that will definitely hit.
Nice. Alright, so, can I... Can I put a point of key into this
Sure, why not?
and do a stunning strike? So I'd like to do a stunning strike, and I will copy and paste it because I haven't set up the little clicky thingy yet.
Okay, let's see. Attack. Ooh, till the end of your next turn. Wow. Okay, and what's the DC on that?
I believe it would be 8 plus 2 plus 14.
Okay. Constitution save.
Ah,
14.
jeez.
So go ahead and roll your damage for the bite. Okay. So you two seem to be fairly evenly matched at the moment as you managed to resist this creature's attempt to hypnotize you, but it also managed to avoid your attempt to stun it. So what we are going to do real quick is jump over here. So let me see, we gotta break this up a little bit. Okay, we have you two over here. Okay, so I'm actually gonna drag you guys, Mr. Producer, follow the bouncing flag once more. As we have,
Oh, geez.
Oh, they're big.
yeah, they are pretty hefty birdies. Okay. So, as we have you guys over here, and I'm going to have you all go ahead and click on your tokens and roll initiative for me. As right now, and actually we're going to go, shape.
Hey, Quen, were you over with Malik?
I don't know.
He was
Malik-
sitting with me, but I followed Solana inside the hut, if only to
Thank you.
investigate or like make sure.
Right, I
that
guess
she
I did
wasn't
say I
alone with
was
the
kind of
bird.
like shadowing Melik, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
That makes
then,
you feel better.
We will, so would you have gone inside, Quinn, or would you still be hanging outside the,
I'd be outside.
Okay. So what we will do then is, for argument's sake, we will take this little yellow, because I just drew this little chintzy box. And there is your doorway, that little yellow thingy there. So Solana and Melik, set yourself how you would be in this area as you guys walked in, with this Eblis following you.
I'd probably be where I am looking for something.
Okay.
Looking at the nest or whatever.
Yeah, I'll be somewhere around here, trying to stick close, but
Ooh.
investigating the perimeter.
Ooh. Sorry. I think it would be horrible, but I really want to say this. Matt,
Yes.
hypnotic pattern is a area effect, isn't it?
You
Is
may
there-
be you may be correct that that's going to hit Devonay as well. Then,
Whose side are you on?
and actually, you know what? Artist and Dragonbait are sort. I don't know if they would have been looking, but we'll have them roll too, just to be on the safe side.
Totally forgot about and buff Nick Cage. So glad.
And what am I looking for on this? This is why is my brain frozen? It's wisdom save. So do me a favor, Devaney, make a wisdom save for me.
Okay.
If this goes badly, you can totally blame Gizzard.
Oh yeah!
See, nothing to worry about.
Okay. And actually, Artis has failed. Dragonbait, on the other hand, did not. Once more. Mr. Bait coming up on the rear of us. Okay, so we will reorganize here. Okay. And with that being said,
Woo!
Artis is stunned. And we will use there we go. We'll put a little lightning bolt on him. That brings us over to King Gizzard.
Alright. So, after latching myself onto its neck, I'm going to do exactly the same thing again. Come on with another bite. Coming in hot.
Okay.
Oh god.
Ooh, and as you let go and move to bite in again, this massive bird just managed to sort of flail its neck out of the way.
That's alright. Next attack, I'm coming through with a nice spinning back heel. I'm going to try and kick it right in the chestal region.
Okay. That, on the other hand, will
Nice.
definitely hit. So,
Alright, let's make this one a stunning strike as well.
okay. That's another con save here.
That's right.
Okay. So that little stinker is now stunned until the end of your next turn.
Nice.
Beautiful. And I'm going to spend another key and do some unarmed strikes. Or
Okay.
some- yeah, those little 2 extra attack things, I guess. Coming with a headbutt.
That'll hit. Okay.
And then I am going to kind of just like claw across its face, like just jump up and just claw across its face.
Okay.
Oh no, that's not.
And that is not going to hit. So as you manage to wail on it pretty good, you definitely seem to have you definitely seem to have ruined its day.
Lovely.
Okay, so that will bring us over to Melik, who at this point is somewhat blissfully unaware of the battle going on outside, as no one's really shouted out and given any sort of inkling to it.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Right,
we're still
You-
looking in
you don't
the.
Yeah, you
No.
guys are sort of in the hut.
What's going on? Can I like I mean I know I already made an investigation check in here.
As you looked, you didn't see a whole lot. As you said, looking around the perimeter, you didn't see a whole lot. Solana's sort of standing right in front of this rather large, sort of poofy, looks to be bird's nest. Looks like it's
Ooh, fun.
a little fuller than the one you saw in the previous area, the previous hut you were in.
I get it in the bird's nest. Or does
Right.
that count as an action?
Hold on, we'll get to you in a moment. It's on Melik. You're a little
So
further
wait,
down the list.
the bird's nest is fuller than the other one, as in like
It's, I guess I'll say, full is probably not the right word, bulkier.
okay, I'm gonna look at Eblis over here and say like, so is this the same guy that I toured with?
Yes.
Is this the one that y'all stay in, I suppose? It seems a little bit nicer.
This is the other ones. We were in 9 before.
You're Jordan.
Right. Okay, well, I'm gonna look at Solana and be like, why did you run in here?
Oh yeah.
To the nest? I thought it was something the plant said.
The plant said that there was something bad here.
Okay, can I insight check Eblis 2 or something? I have no idea what I could possibly do.
Okay, go ahead and make an insight check. Seems to be being honest. From the conversation you've had with it in the last couple of seconds, does seem to be we'll refer to him as Iblis One's residence.
Okay.
The plant said that someone was here, and I should look in here. That's what W said.
W. Okay. Well, I guess that's it for me right now, because I already looked and I don't see anything, and I think W is an idiot.
Okay, Quen, what are you doing outside the hut? You're 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
So, okay, so I don't know if Quen has noticed that there's a fight yet, because it's kind of far.
It's about 50 feet away, so it's one of those where, depending on where your attention is focused, you may have noticed it hasn't been a whole noise as of yet. It's really only been Gizzard trying to bite this bird and a couple of quick punches or kicks.
Okay, well, I think that right now, I don't think Quen would really do much right now. I don't think he would notice, and I don't think he'd be too brash at this. Not today. He won't be brash today. So I don't know. So basically, oh god, I don't know if I don't think I want to. I'm just gonna prepare an action for if anything like swipes at me. I'm just gonna like attack it. Is that okay?
Yeah, definitely. So if anything decides to take a poke at you, you're gonna poke it right back.
Right. If anything like pokes like me or like any of my friends inside of the hut or whatever.
Okay. Okay, so that'll bring us over to Devaney, who is watching Gizzard and this creature go at each other after seeing the same sort of pulsing, colorful eyes.
So, Devaney would have looked over at the third hut when the Iblis would have, motioned toward it, and then looking back would see the charm attempt, and then all of a sudden I see Gizzard just lunge at his neck. It's like, Gizzard, what are you doing? And then, well, okay, I'll just go for it. So she'll draw both of her swords and start attacking.
Okay. So go ahead and give us some rolls. Okay, first one is going to miss, unfortunately.
They have advantage because it's stunned.
Oh, thank you. And I even put the little icon on it and still forgot. Okay, so number one will hit. Go ahead and roll damage for me. Okay, and Devaney, as you drive your scimitar through this rather large bird, you hear a very muffled sort of gurgling sound as it is stunned to the point that it can't even shout out as you kill it.
Wow, that was easy.
Gizzard did a substantial chunk of damage to that thing beforehand. So as it falls limp, and actually, yeah, your bite didn't work this time, so you don't have it held in your mouth, so it just sort of falls on the ground. What are you doing with the rest of your turn?
Oh, I'm gonna look over at Gizzard and like, well, what's the rest of your plan?
I did not have one.
Out of character, you can use your move option to come save us. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go walk over to the, well, run, I guess, over to the other hut to see what's going on.
So from where you're staying, all you can see is basically the hindquarters of a of another one of the Eblis, and Quen sort of just head little craned around, sort of looking in the door, checking, make sure everyone's okay. Okay, and no bonus action or any. You've got action and move so far, no bonus.
I'm not gonna do another attack until I know that what exactly is going on.
Okay, and that'll bring us over to Solana. So, Solana, you have been driven into this hut at the behest of W.
Oops, can I make a perception check?
What are you looking for? What are you trying to do?
Anything that would say that, like, someone was here, other than a bird.
Okay, make an investigation check, not a perception, because you're looking for
Oh,
something.
I hate investigation. Ooh, okay, I'll take that.
I love investigation.
I
You're
love
very
it.
good at it.
So, as you start looking around the, sort of more intently focused on the nest in front of you, you start noticing things. You see some more fabric. You didn't really, I don't know if Melik showed you the fabric that
Yeah,
was obtained
Melik
from...
did.
Okay, as you're looking at the fabric, this is more of the same fabric.
do we know what Anit was wearing when we left her?
Yes, you do.
And was it that? Okay.
As you're poking through, you find what looks to be about a 2.5 foot long, sort of cylindrical, looks to be a bone.
Oh, neat. Hey, I think
Did you
this
just
was our
say
friend. So, this isn't good here. Can we leave?
Hey, Solana, hi. Are you enjoying the nest? Aren't you having so much fun in the nest? We're having so much fun.
I'm so-
yeah, I know. Shh.
No.
Shh, we're having fun.
Okay.
Smile. Okay. Can I do like a nature check or something to see what like species this is?
Sure, go ahead and make a nature check.
I don't know.
You really
Squat.
You don't know what species it is, but between the two of you, with Solana's investigation check and you helping out looking at this, you guys do a little bit of, about 3.5 seconds worth of math and say, okay, well, if this is the leg bone, person would be, yay high. Yeah, looks like it could be about the same, the right height.
I hate to attack animals, but I think I have to, because I think you ate our friend.
And that
Yeah.
would have to wait until your next turn, because it would have been an action to investigate the nest.
Okay,
But
so
on
I
top
don't
of
say
that,
that.
you do happen to see sort of tucked in the very corner, rather decent sized bag. Does not seem to be in rough condition.
Okay, I will make note of that.
That will bring us to Dragonbait, who saw this attack. Let me just check Hypnotic. I don't think. Okay, so Dragon Maid is actually going to use an action. Use his action to shake the living daylights out of Rickless Cage, and use his movement to head towards the hut, towards you guys. And our little friend in here is going to look over at the two of you and just say, "Do you find what you seek?"
This is
Much
great
like-
construction.
Much like the previous one is going to attempt to charm the both of you.
Okay.
There, I need you both to make wisdom saves. And we have lost our producer.
It's probably not good.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Oh,
never
wait.
mind, he has returned.
Good.
Dave.
Okay,
Always
so, Dave, you... As
Oh,
you see these
Dave.
weird, pulsing, colored eyes focus on you,
They're
your
beautiful.
head starts to just sort of go a little foggy, and you are incapacitated. You're just sort of frozen there as the Eblis turns to look at you, Salon, and goes, "Usually that works."
Well, you're mean.
And our other one is dead. Artis has been woken up, so Artis is going to go full... Actually, he wouldn't sprint because he really doesn't know what's going on. He's going to start running over this way. And yeah, really can't see anything other than the big butt of the other one. That'll bring us over to Gizzard.
Look, I'm not too concerned with the other one. This one was just getting on my nerves. So I'm just like kind of kicking it, nudging it with my foot, making sure it's dead.
You're such a team player.
Since everyone's running, I'm just gonna lean down and take a bite out of it.
Okay, so Gizzard is proceeding to eat. Let's see here. It's up to a minute, and there is no reattempt on the saving throw. So, Solana, as you watch, as Melik is just sort of standing there, glassy-eyed.
I go, Malik, wake up. Wake up. What are you doing? What are you doing? And I hit him.
Not your action yet. It's just
Oh.
Melik still. So that brings us over to Quen. So, Quen, what would you be doing is, you still haven't really seen any hostility through the door. You wouldn't really be able to see Melik or what's going on back there. You just would have heard the Eblis say that usually works.
Could you repeat that last part again? You kind of cut out a bit.
Oh, sorry. You just would have heard the Eblis say that you, but you really can't get a clear view just because of the size of this.
So he well, I can definitely probably recognize when something is using like charming magic.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. I keep forgetting you're too up close. I tend to forget you're a mage. So yeah, you would definitely have recognized the spell then, that a spell was being cast.
Okay, so can I do my retroactive ready to attack then, and then do
Sure.
my attack?
Yeah.
Whoa, crit!
Okay, go ahead and roll some damage for me. And something tells me this thing is going to have to make. This is going to have to make a saving throw. Okay, well, it makes it save, but it takes a substantial amount of damage.
Do I
Okay,
do the
and then,
damage twice, or is that like done for me already?
no, it rolls it automatically. That's why you get the +6 on it.
Okay, cool.
And then go ahead and roll. So that would be your held attack. And what are you doing for this round?
And now I'm going to use Booming Blade on it, and let me put the thing up.
Okay.
And so that requires a melee attack.
Okay.
Rapier again.
Woo!
Okay, so that. Okay, so against one creature's spell range on a hit, the target attacks normal effects and becomes. Okay, so go ahead and roll your damage on your. Okay. And then if it moves, it takes another thunder damage. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else you're doing?
I'm also activating my Spellblade stance. So I start to go all silvery, and I'm ready for battle now.
Okay. So as that happens, that brings us over to Devaney, who is just seen Quen take action and take a couple of swipes into the door at the hindquarters of the creature inside.
So, would I be able to just stand in the doorway and hit it, or would I have to go inside? Could I
No,
get
you could-
inside?
You could come right to the outside of the doorway and be able to hit it. The doorway's the standard size for the doorway. The bird's sort of got to push its way through a little bit. But yeah, if you're out on this side, you can definitely get through. If you wanted to try to squeeze through, I'd say you'd have to make an acrobatic check because it is literally right inside the doorway.
Alright, then I'll just stand outside. And start swiping at it.
Okay, go ahead and make your roll. Okay, first one is going to miss. You're really enjoying the 8s on these first rolls. Unfortunately,
dear.
it is. As it is sort of looking over its shoulder back towards Quen, as you take those couple of swipes, it just manages to get out of your way a little bit.
Alright, last one.
Yeah!
That will actually hit.
Yay!
Let's go ahead and roll your damage. Okay, and Devaney, how would you like to do this?
Wow, both of them. Well, at this point, I'm just sort of blind thrusting, and so I guess whatever I hit, maybe I took it out at the knees and it fell over and hit its head on the floor.
Okay. And with that, you guys find yourself out of initiative.
And I channel my inner Melic and I say, take that, not a bird brain, but a butt brain. Ha ha ha. Hey Melic, did you like that one?
Am I
Malik,
still
that is-
paralyzed?
no, as the creature falls and you hear Solana yelling this out, that is what you come back to. All of a sudden, your mind clears and you hear that.
Quen is just kind of like beside himself. He's like, this is a terrible vacation.
I eagerly wait Melic's approval though.
Okay, so I'm a little bit coming down from this foggy high. Yeah, that was great.
Yay! I knew I'd do you proud. Butt brain.
Alec is a little bit nauseous, but okay, great.
And actually, before we go any
Speaking of
further,
nauseous, we kind of found a neat here, and she's dead. And oh, I found a bag. I opened the bag.
well, actually, before we jump into the bag, I'm going to say let's pause here and we'll take our quick, like 5 to 7 minute break. Because I am in dire need of a Melic moment.
Okay.
What? Oh, I get it.
So, Mr. Producer, if you can produce us on over the commercial. Thank you, everyone, for coming along. We're going to take a quick couple of moments break. So,
Oh, thank you. We had a new subscriber.
yes, thank you for pointing that out. Thank you, Puffmaster, for subscribing. Should have called that out in chat. Let us know.
Thank you, Puffmaster.
And we're going to jump over to commercial for a couple of moments, and we'll be back in just a few.
Thank you.
Okay, and welcome back, everyone. Sorry for the slightly earlier than usual break this week, but DM had to use the little DM's room and up and get myself a new beverage. So as we pick up where we left off, as the rather large, evil monstrosity cranes that one of them attempted to woo Gizzard and was paid back with a bite in the throat. And the others attempted to woo both Melik and Solana, and Melik seemed to get a little bit more of the womp as Solana was a little more freaked out over finding what appears to be a thigh bone in the nest. So as we pick back up, Solana has just stated that she was rushing over to proceed to open the bag that was sitting in the corner of this room. Solana has now started rummaging through this bag. What is the rest of the group doing at the moment?
Quinn's really curious about what's in that bag, so he's also kind of looking over Solana's shoulder.
Okay. So we've got, and I'm assuming Melik, you're right in the thick of it.
Yeah, I'm curious what's in the bag. For some reason, I'm having this moment where, like, I think Melik is hoping that Anit is alive. So
Yeah, me too. I'm like, ooh, I think this is part of her, and I hand her to Devine, the leg.
So, Devine, as you proceed to walk into the room, you see Solana holding what appears to be a rather large thigh bone.
Devine will reach out and take it like it's the most normal thing in the world because she's been around Solana and King Gizzard for a while. And she'll ask, "Are you sure this is human? Have you checked?"
Yes. And look at all the rags and the cloth we found. It's Anit's robes and stuff. And the plant. W told me it was weird in here.
Is this the only bone you found? Thinks there should be more of her if it was her.
yeah, and I mean, it was just like a robe. It's just a regular robe. Like, anyone could wear a robe that color.
Are you in denial?
What's in the bag? Open the bag.
I'm gonna open the bag.
Okay, so as you open the bag, and thank you very much for those, we had Solana make a couple of rolls offline so I could be prepared
know,
for a little
King
more
Gizzard
prepared
did
for
that.
this. Huh?
King Gizzard did that.
I thought you were rolling those.
Nope.
Oh man, Gizzard, you stole Solana's thunder. Oh, if you don't like these results, you can totally blame King Gizzard the Lizard Wizard, as this is all going to be his fault. Okay, so give me a moment. I actually got to jump out of the Twitch chat for a second to pull up one of them, which I was smart enough to save on my phone. Okay. So, as you start to flip through here, you are managed to find actually 3 or 4 things in this bag. The first item as you reach and pull out is a bright green mask. As you're looking at it, it appears to be a blindfold. It's made of a dark green leather, and as you look at the front of it, it has this very stern, open-eyed gaze staring at you.
I don't like this. Someone take this away from me. I don't like it. It's creeping me out.
Quinn will hold out his hand expectantly.
So as Solana proceeds to hand that over to Quinn, go back, start rummaging through the bag again, and pull out a couple of looks to be average run-of-the-mill clothing, a little bit nicer than what you'd necessarily expect to find, but doesn't. I mean, you expect if you were to go back to Port Nyanzaru, you could probably sell this anywhere between like 25 to 50 gold.
I give it to
it's pretty
Malik.
nice clothing.
I hand it to Malik because I know that Malik would have looked dashing.
Underneath the clothing, you proceed to pull on, and Solana, you are having trouble finding words for what you're looking at. It is crafted out of the most beautiful, all-natural wood. Very supple strings across the front of it. It is the most perfectly crafted fiddle you think you've ever seen.
Malik, I have another present for you.
Oh, really? Malik was looking at the clothes. They're great, I guess.
No. This. It's a thing.
Oh my gosh! Is there a roll I can make to see about like maybe a like fine fiddle crafter in this area that I could name drop?
Well, first, make a perception check. Okay, as you're looking at this, you've never.
Oh, I thought you
seen-
meant me. Sorry.
Oh no worry. Well, go ahead and make one as well.
I did.
This is good. Okay. So this is as you are handing this fiddle over towards Melek and mentioning about how this all natural wood and how incredibly beautiful it is.
It looks shiny.
Melek, you don't see the same thing that Solana's describing. This fiddle is the most exquisite thing you've ever seen. If in your mind's eye, picture your ideal fiddle. If you're Johnny in Georgia, this is the fiddle made of gold. But this is the ultimate fiddle for you. Is it? As Solana hands it over to you, Solana and Quen, you both notice as you're handing the fiddle over that the image of the fiddle is sort of in flux. It wavers a little bit as you're looking at it.
This is weird.
Yeah,
Quen,
weirdly amazing.
Quen will ask Malik, may I look closer at this fiddle?
I mean, wash your hands? Wash your hands first.
I'm an elf, of course my hands are washed.
That's a weirdly microaggressive thing to say, but okay. I wish I had fantasy Purell. Okay, just be careful with it.
Quen gingerly takes the fiddle in hand with mostly his fingertips and his neatly manicured nails. And he's going to just take a look at it and look for anything magical in quality to it, maybe any runes carved on it, and just generally just look at it with an inquisitive eye.
Okay, if you want to, go ahead and make a history check.
What? Boo.
You're looking it over, and it's beyond the slight wavering appearance to it, which you get the feeling that there is some sort of arcane or otherworldly nature to it. You don't get much on it. It's beautifully crafted. And again, much like I mentioned to Solana and Melek, it is the appearance is different to you. You're seeing your ideal fiddle.
Okay, so...
Shut up, Gizzard.
Okay, so like I definitely like want to look at it in a magical way, not necessarily recalling anything like about it. 'Cause I know you had me roll history, but maybe that's your own reasoning.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and make an Arcana check on it.
Can't
Just tell
believe
me
you have a
it's the
plus
most
6 to
bomb
history.
fiddle. Like,
So,
just
as you're looking at it, you definitely get the presence of an arcane thing to it. You can tell that that's where you can tell that there are basically just a couple of different I guess I'll not factions.
Can
A
I
couple
tell
of-
what
couple of
kind of
different-
magic is on it?
Let me see here. A second. So I'm just looking. Let's see. Yeah, you can see. Let me just take a look at what school of magic that would fall under. Give me a second here. We're running on.
Sorry to ask all the hard
Enchantment.
questions.
No, that's okay. It's as you're looking at it, you get the strong feeling that whatever effect is on this is from the enchantment school of magic.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you
Play
know
us
it's
a tune.
enchanted.
Play us Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
I will cast Detect Magic on it.
oh, well, what are you doing? Are you casting magic on that fiddle?
I'm just taking a closer look at it.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet. Okay, you learn at School of Magic. Okay. So as you cast your spell, from the fiddle, you're getting basically the same feeling. You can tell it's very magical and that it is a enchantment type of effect on it. You notice from your hand, from your call it your other hand, with the strange leather mask. You have let's see. I don't know what really School of Magic that would fall under, so I'm gonna just call it a beneficial effect to the whatchamacallit, to the leather blindfold in your hand.
To the
And
creepy
then-
leather mask that you hold in your hand that might be made of human flesh.
Yeah, like I'm just feeling like it's just like, wow, this is really soft all of a sudden.
Very
And-
good couple mask.
with the strange, sort of glaring, stern look in the front of it.
Okay.
And then you're getting a much, I won't say a weaker sense, but you're getting a another slight sense of magic from the far corner of the room. But my page is being slow to load. This is the last one that rolled and that I did not already have pre-saved, so I have no idea what's on that one, so I'll have to give you that in a couple moments once the page loads.
It's a longbow.
Hey Melik, I think I
Magical
have an
longbow.
idea. Put on the clothes and the mask and start playing on the fiddle.
Yay, do that.
Think of it like a costume party.
Do you know? I'm excited. Okay. Hold on. Everyone get out. Everyone get out.
When we'll step outside, giving Melik his very delicate privacy.
Okay, great. I'm putting everything on.
With the bird corpse in the room.
I mean,
It's atmospheric. We're gonna take selfies with it.
Okay. So, okay, let's see here. Just look. Okay. So, looking at this real quick for you, Melik. Just double check that both of these are. So as you're putting everything on, and you have a little bit of arcane knowledge on your own, as you proceed to hold the fiddle and make sure it's in tune and whatnot, and put the mask on, you get the strong feeling that both of these items require attunement in order to fully take effect and be fully functional for you.
Quick out of character moment. What does that mean?
So basically, you got to spend at least a short rest with it, about a half an hour,
Oh.
Mechanically speaking, you can attune up to 3 items. Attuning to them, you gain access to their full range of abilities.
Okay. Well,
Do it.
Okay, I'm gonna leave them on. Go out and be like, everyone, after further inspection, these are gonna take a little bit of getting used to, but I want to give a little warm-up performance. And then the magic show will proceed to happen in full in just a short while. But for now, just the warm-up. As I feel like it.
So go ahead and make a performance check. Okay.
Do you
So
know
as
it
you
was good?
play through and play for just a couple of minutes, still playing with the tuning a little bit as it's been sitting in the bag for a little while. It seemed to be doing pretty good. It's a beautiful, 3-minute performance as you're getting everything in tune. And then,
did anyone lose health in that fight?
No.
Did Gizzard?
No, neither of them got a chance to actually attack. Both of them attempted the hypnotic pattern. Both of them were successful on one person, and then they were both killed immediately after.
Okay,
Nice.
well, good job, guys. Never mind then. I was gonna say song of rest or something, but anyways, no, we're good.
Is there anything else in the bag?
Yeah, so there was one last item in there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So no, we had to jump back to that. So as you reach down into this bag, you managed to. Oh, come on! You still haven't finished loading yet. Oh, okay. As you pull it out, it is a rather plain-looking dagger with a short triangular steel blade.
Hey, magic people. Any magic coming off this?
Quen holds out his hand expectantly.
Okay, give it to Quen.
So Quen will.
And actually, Quen, where this is pulled up, just where you had asked it before. Let me see here. So, best, I guess I'll say, estimate to what you're looking at with this in terms of School of Magic, where you would cast Detect Magic. I'd put it at a similar effect to like an Abjuration magic or some sort of a protective magic.
Ooh, okay. And that's from my Detect Magic spell?
That's correct. That's from what you had done earlier.
Okay, and that was the extra thingy I felt in the corner or whatever?
That's the other item that was in the bag.
Which
and,
is what I'm
Producer, yep, and Mr. Producer, jump us back over, follow the flag for me. There, we can come off of this screen so people can view the map.
Cool. Well, Quen likes this look of this dagger. He's gonna spend a little time looking at it and checking it out.
What's the mask? Do we know that yet? Or do we know
the mask is currently on Melik's face.
I want it.
So
I don't know what
Melik
it is, but I want something.
Said it was bad.
Okay.
You can talk to Quinn about that dagger. By the way, we're square on the nut thing now. So don't mess it up.
Are we even?
We're even.
The nuts were good. Okay. You can keep your creepy mask.
Okay, so as Melik is, it sounds like you guys are taking a little bit of a. Well, actually, at this point, you've cleaned this out. It was getting to be evening anywhere. You guys gonna make camp at this somewhat secure location you're currently in, where you've got a couple of huts, or you're gonna
Sure.
keep pushing on? It's like
Yeah,
early
just-
evening at this point.
Sure. I'll stay here. I don't know if anyone else wants to move out from the creepy
So-
bird camp.
Were we absolutely certain that that was a neat?
So, while everything else was going on, Devaney still has a leg bone and
Fair
has
enough.
wandered over to Gizzard. Gizzard, you know about bones.
A neat.
Gizzard looks up with like a mouthful of bird meat in his mouth. Yes, I know about bones.
We found this over in that hut over there. Is this human?
Let me have a look at it.
I'll hand it over.
Grab the bone of Devonay and just like put it in my mouth.
My God.
Tell Mr. Matthew. What roll should I make to determine if it's human?
Oh my God. Let's. Oh my God. I don't have the foggiest. You know what? Let's just go with a straight D20 roll. So I have no clue what to make this. Basically 1 to 10. You don't know. 11 and up. You'll find something out. So as you sort of, as Devaney hands it over, and as you go to pop it in your mouth, you realize there is still a good little chunk of flesh left on this. As everyone's been
I sniff
handing the
it.
bone around, you
Oh,
know,
just
there's definitely
whip it
some
up.
meat still on here. You're pop it right in, you know, like one of them little tiny drumsticks. Pop it right in. And while it's been a little bit for you, you've eaten human before, and you've forgotten how good it tastes. But it's
Oh,
coming
man,
back
you started
to
something.
I'm an elf. I'm safe.
Licking my lips.
It is human.
It
Mind if
is?
I keep the bone? Yes.
Is it? Do you think it would be a neat?
I mean, I've never tasted a meat before, but it does taste like human.
I've never tried human. Does it taste good?
Hey.
Tiffany, aren't you human?
Beyond anything you have ever tasted before, the meat is lean, yet the right amount of fat, soft and
Oh,
supple.
Tiffany's an elf.
It is beautiful meat.
All right, Hannibal. Oh my God.
Gizzard, if you don't already have it, take advantage, take inspiration for that one.
Thank you.
Devaney, you know, has a thoughtful expression. Oh, maybe someday I'll try it, but I'd have to find the right person, I guess.
That is very good. Because you can get some people who are too bony or too big. You want to find the one that is just right.
And our party has completely devolved to the Dahmer party.
Yeah.
Mind if I keep the
Experimental
bone?
meat party.
Experimental meat.
We go from the nut party to the meat party.
Right on track.
Not when I'm taking a drink.
Devaney would also like to go back to the third hut and inspect the nest to see if there is any more bones there or if it's just that was the only one.
Okay, so go ahead and make an investigation check for me. And Quen, you said you were going to be looking at the dagger. Are you trying to attune to the dagger, or what are you trying to do?
Yes,
Okay.
I was attempting to attune to it.
Okay. So, Devaney, as you go back and you start poking around in the nest a little bit more, and as you're digging more through the nest and moving more of it away, you are starting to find more and more. You find a small hand, what looks to be a few ribs, another couple of leg bones. You're at this point in this one hut alone, in that third hut, you found what looks to be about a little more than half of a full person's skeleton, with some sections slightly more meat attached than others. Looks like this has probably been fairly well picked over the last few days.
And most of the meat on it is like pretty fresh.
Yeah, it definitely looks like. Again, it's a little hard to tell because of the humidity and the depth of the jungle and the swampy area where you are, but it doesn't smell horrendously rank like you would expect old bad meat to be. So you're pretty confident that it's no more than a few days old.
All right, so she'll wander up to the rest of her party and yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a neat.
Okay, well, this is creepy. Actually, we should camp like 30 yards away from here, because that's weird.
Okay, so what is the group doing? Actually, at this point, as Devaney's doing that, and let's say it's been probably about a half an hour or a little longer, just to give our viewers at home a quick heads up, King Gizzard has to step away for a couple of moments. He should be back hopefully in hopefully about 15-20 minutes, so we'll be sans one lizard for a few.
Quen is still attuning to the dagger. Has anything happened? Has it been long enough yet?
Not quite yet. It's a lot of that's going to depend on Solana and Devaney. What are you trying to do? You know, Melik and Quen are currently in almost like a deep meditation over these new items that have been located.
Solana's gonna casually walk 30 yards in any direction and start setting up camp there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. You know, start a campfire, set up some tents.
Okay,
Yep.
so we'll have Gizzard, where he's not currently around with you guys, sort of follow suit. And then Artis and Dragonbait will sort of bridge the difference between you guys and Melik and Quen as they're finishing up their little thing. So over the next like 20 minutes or so, or half hours, you guys are setting up camp and getting everything good to go about 30 yards away. Melik and Quen managed to finish their time attuning with said items.
Yay! It's a show!
So we'll start with the easier of the group first, which is the dagger that Quen still has in his possession. So Quen, you have managed to find yourself what is called a sword breaker dagger.
Ooh.
It's typically wielded by the better off criminal element. Mechanically, if you're wielding this dagger in your offhand, you can use your reaction to parry an incoming weapon attack with a magical accuracy. The dagger reduces incoming bludgeoning or slashing damage from non-magical weapons by an amount equal to a 1d4 plus your dexterity modifier,
Nice.
What
and
crap, this is gonna be OP on me.
imposes a -1 penalty cumulative to the attacking weapon if damage is reduced to 0. This again, it only affects non-magical weapons, as magical ones are far higher quality. Basically, swords chip and dull, maces become marred and unbalanced, halves chopped up, etc. When attacking, weapons penalty equals their smaller damage dice, a -8 penalty on a longsword, for example. Then the weapon is ruined and may only be used as improvised unless repaired.
Wow, cool. Loves it. I'm equipping this right now.
Now, as for Melik, with the 2 items that Melik has attuned to. So the first one is literally, again, a blindfold called Trust. So Trust imparts 3 abilities on its wearer. First, the okay, well, actually, let me go through it. So, in order to attune to this, Melik, you had to wear the blindfold. Once attuned to it, you get the sense that if you were to take off the blindfold, the functionality and the gifts of it would be gone, and you'd be unable to use it again. Trust provides 3 specific abilities to the wearer. First, in terms of opportunity attacks, if you're up close and personal, you can take as many opportunity attacks as possible against different opponents as they, come and leave your range, as your actual proficiency bonus. So I think you guys are at 5. You guys, I think, have a 3. So you'd be able to take 3 opportunity attacks against opponents per round. The second ability, you can attempt an opportunity attack against anyone using your reaction within 5 feet that makes a successful attack against you. And third, while wearing the blindfold, you are blind. By spending one of your hit dice, you gain blind sight at 5 feet for 1 minute. Obviously, at that point, you have now negated the condition of blind for your in that 5-foot range. So it's and it's designed more as a for a up close and personal melee combatant. But you don't care about the mask.
I am starting to get the sense that I don't. Well, okay, tell me about this fiddle before I have my little tantrum about this mask.
So, Phil, and do me a favor, make a history check with advantage because of your entertainer's background. And yes, Lyndon, I will get one set up and sent over to you. Okay. So, actually, unfortunately, the check doesn't give you a whole lot on the history of it, but I can still give you a tuning. Will give you everything else. So, okay. So, first thing is, as you attune to this fiddle, you feel yourself becoming more reckless, as you have developed the flaw of recklessness.
New flaw.
So, yep. As through through severely not severely several overt and risky acts of recklessness, you feel that you will be this you may be able to play this fiddle even better than you've played any before. Once attuned to this fiddle, the song played from the fiddle always tends to come out the same. It's a sort of slow, droning, soft, musical scream of a mad immortal, raging against the captivity and dying alone. Anyone hearing this song starts to feel extremely unsettled unless truly mindless. If listening for too long, the madness of this tune starts to permeate the very being. The fiddler can choose to play either with focus or not. Playing with focus requires them to maintain concentration as they resist the effects of the song. Playing without allows them to achieve the effect without the risk of losing concentration. However, it also affects the player as well. The fiddle requires a full turn during playing the fiddle requires a full turn during which the fiddler may move but take no other actions. During the first round, the song is played. All creatures within 60 feet who can hear and are not mindless suffer movement penalties as though moving through difficult terrain and cannot be overridden by any class feature under any circumstances. This unsettling warp of reality makes it difficult to walk, run, swim, fly on every physical and metaphysical level. The fiddler can then elect to stop playing or keep going at the beginning of their next turn. During the second round the song is played, the fiddler can bring the power of song into play to cause all creatures within 60 feet to have movement set to 0. Any creature wishing to break free from hold must succeed on a charisma save with a DC equal to fiddler's passive performance, so 10 plus your performance. On a success, they move through difficult terrain and cannot be reduced to 0 for 24 hours. The fiddler can continue playing and having that same effect up to 10 rounds, but if they play for all 10, the song ends abruptly. All listeners take 4 levels of exhaustion, and the fiddle is unusable for 24 hours.
Whoa.
Bummer.
Okay.
With great power comes great violin playing. I think that's how that saying goes.
All right. I'm blind, and I hate this blindfold. Apparently, it feels like if I take it off, I can't do this stuff. You know what? I don't even care. And I take the blindfold off. No, that's not happening. Not today.
Can someone else use it?
Yeah. I mean, Christ.
Then we should give it to a fighter or a monk.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you know, a lot of those.
About who'd be kind of funny to put it on Gizzard. Also not. The thing about me is that, like, we're doing a lot of adventuring, right, guys? And, like, this thing makes you blind.
He is kind of blind anyway.
we like, fix that problem.
Yeah, it might give him better attacks in the dark.
That's true. Well...
Unless you want it, Davine.
No, because I can use magic spells as well. I'm not...
Oh, okay. Right.
I'm not only close.
Alright, we'll save her for Gizzard.
He's pretty busy right now eating that bird for a very long time. Let's say about 15 to 20 Earth minutes. So I'll just hold on to it until he gets done with that, and then we can talk to him about it.
Okay.
It's a big bird. It's a big bird.
It's an 8-foot tall, massive meat that Gizzard is just gnawing on raw.
Great.
Also, I'm not gonna play this fiddle. Basically, I tried a little bit of it, and it just plays the brown note. But I'm just gonna not touch this for right now. Maybe when we stop in the city, I can get some, like, oil or something to varnish up my old one. anyways.
As you guys continue through, as you guys, Malik, as you and Quen have finished tuning and have sort of joined up with the others at their camp a little ways away from Murder Hut Central. You guys proceed to have your dinner for the evening. How do you guys want to handle watch night?
Oh yeah, that thing. I'll take first.
I'll
I'll take last.
Oh.
Okay, so I got Solana first, and then 3 other people spoke, and I have no idea what order.
Malik will take second.
Oh, okay.
Mine will take last.
And I'll take third.
Okay. Do me a
Wow,
favor.
critical roll, critical fail. It's pretty funny.
You know. Okay, I need perception checks from the other 3 for me. Okay. Who am I missing? Quan, I just need one from you as well. Okay. So as you guys proceed to set up camp for the evening, Gizzard eventually finding his way over after, as you guys notice, he ate probably a good quarter of that bird. And that's an achievement considering it's an 8-foot tall, couple of 100 pounds of meat on this giant emu looking thing.
He's like engorged and just stumbles to his tent and falls in.
And just so it rolls over, looks sort of like a python that just finished eating a cow. Just this massive gut on him. Just, oh,
Ugh.
it was good meat.
Okay, well, I'm glad you like the
Not as
magical
good as
human
human.
bird.
Or as he manages to pass out.
Okay.
And then
Do we have like salt? Like, can we preserve this meat?
The human bird meat? What?
Does anybody have cook's utensils or cooking supplies?
I do not. I have an
No.
herbalism kit.
Wouldn't really necessarily be an herbalism, but let's see, what does Gizzard have?
What good is an herbalism kit
So-
yet?
Actually, you know what? That is a wonderful question. Let me look here. Let me just double check, because that is actually...
And it,
No, that is not a problem, because we are going to check... Because in, for those who don't know, Xanathar dropped a little while ago, and in Xanathar's guide, it actually gives
oh, right, I
some
forgot.
fun uses for, the other items. And of course, why? Oh, there we go. Okay. Herbalism. Okay, let's see here. Herbalism kit. Fun things you can do. Find plants, identify poisons. Store herbs, clippers, leather gloves for collecting plants, mortar, pestle, glass jars. Yeah, it really doesn't give much in there that would be in any sort of aid in preserving meat. But at the same point, we'll say if you guys wanted to throw some on the fire and basically cook it throughout the length of your long rest for the evening, we'll say you can definitely manage to make yourself some evil reincarnated bad guy bird jerky.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like not. No. I will cook it for you, but no, I do not want to eat it.
Honestly, like, that's good. Or cooked meat, no work for me.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, so you guys throw it on. It's
So
basically
we have
just
to make like like herbalism stuff, like, you know, healing potions or anything useful? Is it useful at all?
So
Because at least Gizzard's woodworking kit can make arrows. The herbalism kit just came with me.
yeah, so the herbalism kit is the things it gives in Xanthar's the tips. It says components in it, so pouches to store herbs, clippers and stuff to take clippings from plants and whatnot.
So it's not useful.
It's
Okay.
Arcana checks for magical studies that deal with plants and attempts to identify potions. You can use that
I'm
to
a
give yourself a
druid!
bonus.
Quen, do you
Exactly.
want this herbalism kit that's completely useless to me?
I will take a look at it. I'm
Actually, it's wisdom based, so that's probably why I have it.
And identify, yeah, most of it ties in sort of with the druid field, which is probably why you took it with you. Basically, if you're looking for plants, if you need to identify a poison, a potion, anything
Okay.
like that, you can roll that to have a little added kick to your roll.
Okay. I'll keep it for now, I guess.
You could take some of W.
No, W's alive.
That's some.
No, I don't want to hurt him.
So as you guys, Solana manages to set up some low and slow cooking Eblis jerky. And realistically, you guys will have run of about how much you want. You've got at least one full corpse that is a good, like, probably 200-300 pounds, which is more than you guys will be able to carry.
I keep the feathers for fletching.
Oh,
Is that how you
okay.
say it?
Yep. So as you guys start that cooking low and slow on a little spit, and go through
I'll
your
try
watches.
this. No, I don't. I'm just hiding. Hold on. I tried the meat.
Oh, okay. Raw or once it's
Oh
at
no,
least
once
started to be
it's done
cooked?
cooking.
Okay,
Tomorrow.
so
Yeah,
you take a little taste of it as it's
yeah,
pretty much cooked and it's cooked through. It's not jerky yet. It's more like you were eating, taking a bite out of a piece of chicken.
Yeah.
And it's not bad. Little
Okay.
little lacking on the seasoning or external flavor to it, as you guys had prepped it to make jerky out of it. So it's a little sort of bland, but hey, it's decent meat. Doesn't turn your stomach.
Okay. We'll keep it.
So as you guys proceed to start going through the evening's watch, for at least the first 3 years, Solana, Melik, and Devonay, your watches fly by. You don't really notice anything. Melik, you think back occasionally to that strange, very stern-looking mask. Look over at Gizzard and see he's still snoring away over there, sleeping off his Eblis coma. World's biggest turkey dinner. And your watch comes to an end. Quen, you wake up and take over your watch in the morning, in the early hours leading into morning. You hear off in the distance, a ways, a series of somewhat loud, thudding footfalls. They don't seem to be really directing towards you guys, and you've heard them before, as there are any number of large reptiles wandering around this jungle that somewhat near locations to you at any given time.
How long would it take us to get from where we are to that hex?
To which one? Okay, so from where you are, how many over? You talking 2 over? That there?
Oh yeah, 20 miles. Okay.
Yeah, so these are 10 miles each. So and actually, based on where you were heading to and your travels, go ahead and make a survival check for me. At this point, other than the noises that Quinn's hearing off in the distance, again, that don't, as you're listening, they don't seem to be approaching you, Quinn. So it doesn't really jump out and really scream like urgency to get away from it. So based, go ahead.
Quen will listen to this, and he woke up and he's feeling a lot like and more happy and energetic this morning. So he say, "Huh, sounds cuddly."
You have a somewhat strange definition of cuddly. Out of character. So, as you guys have made your way along, Solana, with Gizzard and you guys being on the river, and that check, you actually know you are already here
Nice.
along the travel.
And our patron Anit is dead. That is sad. Oh yeah, can we go like bury her and can someone say nice words about her?
So as the morning comes to, this is all on Solana's mind. As when the strange cuddly noises seem to be trailing a little ways away from you, as
Like
you're...
a unicorn?
No, Quinn's hearing dinosaur footprints.
Oh no.
Like loud loud
Totally.
thud. Like literally, if you think back Jurassic Park when they couldn't see the T-Rex but they're hearing the footsteps.
Yeah, that's not cuddly.
Quinn said cuddly.
Quen is slightly annoyed at your prejudgment.
As the group awakens and Solana has requested burial for the remains of Anit that they can get out of Gizzard's mouth. As Gizzard still has the leg bone. And actually, I wish he was here because I have the strange feeling he would probably try to be picking the meat off the other bones, but...
Devide didn't tell him about the other bones on purpose.
So, as the group has come to consciousness, Solana has requested burial and basically some manner of like funeral for Anit. What does the party want to do?
I wrote stuff down, guys. It's gonna be very nice. And maybe Mel can play the fiddle really sadly.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely do that. I can do that one. I'll do that. That's all I will do.
Okay. So I take some of the oars, I guess, and I like try to make a shallow grave or something. Because we did this before for Musharib. Do you remember this?
There was and Malik, you playing the old or the new?
Oh, I'm definitely playing the old one.
Okay.
It's too early to focus, and like, I don't know.
Just gotta make sure.
Yeah.
So it's Malik starts to play a very sort of mellow, sad feel to it as Solana's trying to dig a grave. Go ahead and make a strength check, Solana, and go ahead and make it with advantage. We'll say Gizzard's giving you.
Yeah, I'll be helping out as well.
Okay.
I did not do well.
You still got a 13. That's enough.
Okay.
So as you, Devaney, and Gizzard take about 20 minutes or half an hour after waking up to sort of, again, as much as one can at this sort of swampy ground, dig down just a couple of feet, enough, just a small enough area where you basically have a sort of a mishmash of bones that you collected. You didn't have to dig an entire like person-sized hole like you guys did with
Musharib.
your poor forgotten guide.
Once again, our guide made us work extra hard for nothing. So,
I say some words. Dear Annie, hi, it's us. We're sorry. Hope you're okay. Love, Solana, and others.
During this time, Quen will gently just toss little flowers that he had Chi-Chi made bloom into the little what are we calling this? A burial.
Burial hole.
Yeah.
burial hole.
This a bone mound with swamp dirt on
I
it.
don't think that's better.
So is
and Quen will just be quite solemn and toss these flowers on top and say, well, I hope the seeds take root and make you grow and stuff, and maybe you can grow into a flower and not be eaten by birds again. Sorry, bye.
Out of curiosity, what's Rickolas and Dragonbait even thinking? Like, this is embarrassing.
and the two of them are a little ways away from the group as they really didn't have any direct tie with Anit. She was gone long before. They both know that the group of you were searching for her, but are, as well, phrase it as, some of you have expressed a desire to more, and they're just trying to sort of respectfully keep their distance.
Well, thank God, because I don't want anybody to hear this. Okay, great funeral, everyone. Let's keep going. I'm sorry, Anit. Paycheck, even though you died. And I'm gonna flash my fancy fiddle, and let's go.
Okay. I've been rolling really well in survival.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you guys continue along, getting camp pulled together, get everything pulled up, and again, as everyone's getting camp ready and stuff loaded into the canoe, Solana, Devaney gives her take a few moments to push the dirt back over the burial plot. They take a few moments and just sort of they saying their final goodbyes as people are getting back into the canoe. Solana keeping that focus on the direction heading towards ever near to Tazkahakla. At you guys realize still have probably a few days travel to make it to where you're heading towards. Solana, what speed are you trying to push your compatriots
just a
at?
normal pace.
Okay. So is there anything anyone else would be doing during the travel or looking to do?
Mm-mm. I guess, no, I'm good.
Okay.
To the city.
Quen wants lemonade today, so I'm gonna ask the alchemy jug for a giant thing of lemonade.
So luckily Gizzard's not here to say no to that. So Quen comes over and gets the alchemy jug from a gizzard and manages to get to produce a good couple of gallons of lemonade.
Ooh, can I have something that looks delicious?
Absolutely. Here.
Thank you.
Okay, and it's overall seems to be a pretty good lemonade. Let's
Yay.
see. Okay. So as you guys are making your way along, let's see. Okay. You guys go through the beginning part of the morning as actually Solana, I think you have the highest. What is your passive perception?
17.
Oh, okay, yes, you are definitely the highest out of. So let me see here. Okay. You guys are moving and have traveled through a good portion of the morning. You start to pass through, and actually, let me see exactly what you're seeing here. Okay. You see about, give or take about 300 or 400 yards ahead of you. The river takes a slight bend heading a little bit southwards, looks like it's just sort of meandering, sort of like a snake back and forth. And like I said, a little over 300, 400 yards in front of you, the river starts to take a slight bend to the south. And you see a rather large creature on the banks of the river. And what you are seeing, and over the next probably, I'll say 4, maybe 5 minutes, as you guys are traveling along, the rest of you start to see this pop up as well. As you see this.
Oh wow, that's big. Okay.
Well, it's not realistic size because that is
No, yeah.
bigger than
Finals.
bigger than Queen of Dragons. But as you're getting a little bit closer over the next,
Can I
10
nature check it?
Sure.
I will not 20 that.
That's a dog.
Wow.
You stare at it for a moment and you go, big lizard.
Pretty much.
And actually, give me a second. We had a couple of questions in chat. Digitio is correct, Puffmaster. It is Nightshade Creations. And I have just popped in. There's a Kickstarter for their new dice tower, the Contender, that I just popped up in chat. Their Kickstarter also has a link to their website on it. But it is Nightshade Creations, as Digitio said. So as you look at it, it is in fact a Stegosaurus, as you have decided to burn your net 20 for the evening.
Yep.
So as you're looking at this,
Do I know
rather
if they're
large,
friendly or not?
they
Will they
are
charge
unless provoked.
Okay.
So as you're watching it and you're getting a little closer to it, you see it just sort of munching it. From that from your roll that while it's large, it's somewhat heavily armored. It has the plates on its back and a very flexible, rather quickly striking spiked tail.
I take a selfie with it.
As you're aware that as you're getting closer, it sort of is sticking itself out into the river a little bit towards the canoes. It seems like out of mild curiosity.
Oh, it wants a hug, guys.
No, it doesn't. It's a big lizard. Solana, step back.
Okay.
So as you're as you keep going, you're getting a little bit closer to it. I'd like everyone to go ahead and make a perception check for me. Solana's now, not that you guys really needed to be pointed out to this massive lizard, but you guys are all now a little more closely noticing what's going on in the area. And I'm gonna have Gizzard roll one anyway, because Lord knows that crazy lizard would want to eat the giant lizard.
Probably.
So we'll just see if he notices what else is going on. And he's actually proficient in it. Okay, nope. So Gizzard is not all there either.
I say, isn't it majestic?
As you guys are noticing, Solana, you and Quen, even though this lone stegosaur isn't really moving, is just sort of looking at you, you start hearing thundering footfalls.
Oh, that doesn't sound as majestic. Or it's more majestic. I'm not really sure. There's more of them.
As you're
Wait,
listening,
what are
you
you
can
hearing, Solana?
Giant footfalls.
But it's obviously not the Stegosaurus.
No.
Dear. Let's just keep moving.
But what if the Stegosaurus is eaten?
I don't
That
want to
thing
be
is
around
massive.
with whatever's going to eat the Stegosaurus.
Okay. But I named him Steggy.
Okay, wait, now I can hear it too. Okay, hands in the water.
As you guys are listening, you can hear it. And it sounds like it's getting closer.
I'm with Melik on this one. Yeah, let's get going.
As you continue past the Stegosaurus, again, the heavy thudding footsteps that you can hear in the background getting closer and closer. You've managed to go past the Stegosaurus now, and the river is turning slightly back, almost like in a northerly tilt, heading back west instead of down towards the south a little bit. And again, you guys continue.
Did we see what got the Stegosaurus? If it was safe?
It's still there at the moment.
Okay.
And still getting closer. Can we perception to see should we turn the boat around?
No, let's keep going forward.
It definitely sounds like it's coming from behind you.
All right, okay, back to plan A.
So
hands in the water, hands paddling, everybody, let's go.
So as you guys are continuing on your way, you guys notice after say maybe not even another 4 or 5 months, you hear crashing as a tree comes down behind you. As you see, the Stegosaur is now seems to be in full panic mode.
Oh no, poor Steggy.
Yeah, poor us.
Let's just hope it doesn't hit us. Let's keep going.
And as the Stegosaur, now mind you, you guys are now a good probably 100, 150 yards further up the river from where the Stegosaur was. As once more you hear the cracks of trees falling behind you. And then as you hear the trees falling on either side, and as you turn back, hearing this scream, you see another large bipedal dinosaur.
Oh no.
Its head clamping down onto the back of the Stegosaurus's neck.
No,
Great,
not
it's busy. Let's keep
Steggy!
going.
Yeah, I agree. Let's keep going.
Sorry,
We'll
buddy.
be busy for a
Later.
while.
It's a good fight, my man.
So we've got Melik and Devney frantically paddling the canoe, keeping the path going. Quen, Solana, what would you be doing as
What I'm
Devney and
doing
Melik
now! I'm sitting there in horror and shock as my new dinosaur best friend gets eaten.
Lizard's in the boat.
He's not a dinosaur.
It basically paddle, please.
When we'll look on ahead and he'll say at this grand display, he'll say, "Wow, they must be really good friends."
Yes, the best of them. Let's not get in the way of their friendship.
Okay, he's more than 60 feet, so I can't water walk him. Never mind. I was gonna water walk the Stegosaurus and then not the Tyrannosaurus, so the Tyrannosaurus would fall in the water. But I can't do that, so never mind.
Oh, as you
I don't think
guys,
the water's that deep.
it's not hugely deep for the realistic for the Stegosaurus. It would probably be very problematic. The T-Rex probably not as much.
Oh, never mind.
Is it like the Stegosaurus is literally having to swim and sort of push through to get through? Well, assuming it wasn't currently grabbed by a T-Rex's jaws, but whereas the T-Rex is bipedal, it would still have a little difficulty moving through, but by water walking the Stegosaurus, you got a pretty good idea you'd be putting it at mouth level for the T-Rex.
Okay, never mind. And he's too heavy. I can't do it. So, never mind.
So as you guys continue on the way, again at this point, I can stop the heavy footfalls. He is no longer running, but he is definitely getting into his own little.
Wait a second.
There.
I can do.
Solana, no. Solana,
Okay.
you need a new dinosaur buddy.
Yeah, because if he's not going after the Stegosaurus, he's coming after us.
But what if he's entangled by plants that have grown all around him?
Then you might not have a spell slot for the next T-Rex. For right now, let's just keep on going. I promise we'll make it up to you when we get to a Tazca Hackla with all of them cool shinies that you can give to all of your new dinosaur buddies.
Will you get me a shiny?
I'll get you 3.
Okay.
Great, let's paddle.
Okay, I paddle.
Yeah, so as the group continues to paddle on their way, the roar and the dinosaur battle behind you left but not forgotten for poor Solana. As you guys continue along your path, a few more hours stroll by. Gets to be again early evening. You guys have been making a pretty good time given the extra push you guys put through after that whole little scare with everyone more actively paddling. Getting to be probably sun starting to go down. Just after dusk, do you guys want to push on through the evening, or are you guys planning on making camp?
We'll make camp.
Where are we at now?
Yeah.
Okay. So pushing through for the full day. Actually, with Solana's, well, you got Solana would know and be able to point it out on the map, which I'm assuming if the group asked you would, Solana, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so continuing along your heading path towards Kahakla, you find yourselves over here.
Nice.
Again, it would take a little over another 20 miles in figure you're pretty sure you've got maybe another day and a half, 2 days trip to get to where you're going.
Okay. Then yeah, let's make camp. I was thinking if like we could push on and make it to the city, then I'd vote for that. But if it's gonna be another day or two, go ahead. Well, oh gosh, how far are we from Dinosaur Central?
You mean from the battle?
Yeah.
At this point, you ran into that. That was probably about midday. So you're easily probably 5, maybe 6 miles away, if not further.
Oh, that's not very... Okay, well... Okay. If anybody hears anything, we're getting up and going.
Okay.
Okay. Into that. I'll take
Unless
a
it's
watch.
sticky. Then I'm gonna heal him.
Okay.
Okay, so Melik said Melik was taking a watch. Which watch are you taking, Melik?
Sure. I'll take second.
Okay, who else we
I'll
got taking
take
watch?
first.
Devine
Okay.
wants last.
We'll put Gizzard to work and make
Bad.
Gizzard take the takes third watch. That lazy lizard got to do nothing last night, so
You just ate.
yeah, he ate probably a good like 50 pounds worth of evil bird meat and then passed out. Okay, so just jot down these here. Okay. As you guys proceed to get situated, and it's been a couple of days. At this point, you guys haven't run into any heavy rainfall recently. So, Solana, given your memory from the issues with Musharib and your brief experience swimming, as you guys are preparing camp for the night, you guys are pulling out buckets of water out of the river and boiling it off to make sure you have enough water.
I am not pleased.
Weather, unfortunately, has not been working with you guys for rain the last couple of days. So as you proceed to get everything situated, make sure over about a half an hour, you manage to boil up enough water so everybody's got the stock they need. And then you proceed to start taking your watches.
I stab the bucket of water and go, die, die, die.
Once more, you see Artis and Dragonbait are just sort of off on their own a little bit, thinking that some of the strange behavior they've witnessed recently is some perhaps form of mourning for Anit after the funeral you guys had at the beginning of the day.
About as good as we can hope for.
Oh, it could be worse. As you guys have made your camp, Solana, your watch goes through without much of a problem. As you wake up and proceed to wake up Melik for Melik's watch. Melik is definitely, eyes on all ends, focusing a little bit on back where you guys came from, given the rather large critter back there that has got everyone a little on edge. As your watch seems to come and go, though, without any real problems. As You wake up Gizzard. Gizzard proceeds to take his watch and a little irritable that you guys didn't. Oh, actually, perfect. Gizzard has returned to us.
Yay!
What have I done?
So, well, we're just setting up watches. What you missed is during
A
your day's travel.
stegosaurus dying.
You guys managed to pass by a lonely stegosaur snacking on Riverside. Little curious in you guys, and as you guys got by, Mr. Big Mean Tyrannosaur decided to come running up and start chomping on him.
And we should have killed the Tyrannosaurus because poor Steggy was dying.
The group decided to brave Sir Robinette and turn tail and run in the opposite direction.
You're lucky, because I would have probably tried to mount the Tyrannosaurus or something stupid.
Oh, and we decided to give you a gift.
Oh, a gift.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's well, Gizzard was a little distracted today after Anit's funeral and after eating like
He had
50
a
pounds of
funeral?
bird meat the night before. Yeah, you missed a lot.
It was all a mess.
Wow. Jeez. I'll have to have a talk to my nan about watching our shopping times.
Oh, how's Nan?
She's good, but we can talk about that after.
Okay.
6 minutes.
Chat, my nan is amazing, so.
So as you guys have gotten situated, Melik, actually, we'll jump back a little ways, and if you want to take care of that other thing you were going to do as you're waking Gizzard up for his watch.
Not as I'm waking him up for his watch. I'm a little too on edge to give him that right now. I think I'm gonna wait for the morning for this particular gift.
Okay. So, Gizzard, as you are woken up for your watch by Melik, none the wiser. And everything, after the experience with the Stegosaurus and the Tyrannosaur, you can see Melik's focus has been mostly back the way you guys had come from. As you spend a little bit of time watch. Would you be doing anything in specific during your watch, or?
Just crafting some darts, I guess. Actually, no, sorry, blowgun needles. That's what I meant to say.
Okay. Go ahead and make a woodworking check for me.
Can do.
Nice.
Okay. So I can't remember what you had from Solana for twigs and sticks and whatnot from the last time she gave them to you. So we'll go with normally when she rolls well for that. So we'll say you managed to carve yourself another 10 darts or needles, or another 10 rounds of ammunition.
Beautiful.
Okay. So then let me just see here, make sure I've got everything here. Okay. So as you're proceeding and you're taking care of this during your watch here, okay. That was pathetic. As you're carving this, and even with your mind on your darts, you hear splashing from the water about 15, maybe 20 feet away from you.
Kind of stand up from where I'm sitting and... Oh god, I can't see in the dark. I'm going to attempt to use this tinderbox that I was politely given by, I think it was Dave? Melik?
I think it was Devaney.
I think it was Devaney.
Devaney,
I
sorry.
think I taught you how to use it.
Yeah,
That's
Alec told you how to use it.
That's it. Well, thanks to the both of you. I'm going to light up a torch.
Oh, okay. Do me a favor. Go. This is your first time really using the Tinder. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me. We're going to see how many strikes
Oh,
it takes
no.
you to get it. 5 or up, you're fine.
5 or up.
You know, it's yeah, you're good. It's first time using a Tinder box. You never know, clawdy hands.
I
So,
just scrape my like nail along the side.
yep, pop. You manage to get yourself a nice fat spark to pop off. Immediately, your torch lights up, and as you hold the torch out, what you see taking 2 steps forward with its rather long, toothy grin and beady yellow eyes glowing back at you in the light
It's Steggy!
is
Not
a
Steggy.
I don't think so.
giant crocodile.
That's better than I thought.
Oh.
Nice.
And as it takes 2 steps towards you, that's where we're going to call an end to this week's session.
No!
I had such a good plan.
I'm so conflicted.
At least
I'm
I
gonna
could
tame him
see
and name him
them.
Moxie.
No, I'm so
It's-
happy it's not the T-Rex, but I'm also like, crocodiles are also bad. Am I happy? Am I not?
Steve Irwin this thing.
Crikey, it's a crocodile.
Crocky, mate.
It could bite you and kill you with one chomp of its mouth. I'm gonna pick its nose. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Oh, well, we had a couple of new viewers. Welcome, Zoss. Thanks for hanging out with us this evening. Before we
Sauce hanging out. Hi, Sauce.
Crikey,
we had
mate.
Zoss, Buff was here, Digitio, chat was going. We actually did better than normal for our streams. We were up at running it like between 8 and 10 people most of the evening.
Alrighty.
Thanks,
So
guys.
Thank
you very much
you.
for swinging by. Before, I know you got a couple of people who have to take off very close to now. Real quick, throw your votes out. Who do you want to give the Nat 20 to for next week?
Sorry, I gotta say Solana again, just for the whole bush thing. 'Cause that
Oh,
was
the bush thing. Yeah.
Her announcement when she was done.
Yeah.
that was great.
was great.
Okay, yeah, Solana again for that was a time. That was awesome.
Okay. I vote Gizzard because of his chicken person description, just for kicks.
Like
but-
licking the
Yeah, I
human
also
bone.
vote Gizzard. For,
Yeah, FYI, I've
being
never
a
tasted
friend.
human before, so I don't know if that's accurate.
Oh no.
Okay, we've got a Digitio calling out a vote from Melik for wanting the fantasy version of Purell, and
That's a
also
nice
agreeing with
fiddle.
and
That's a thought
also calling out agreeing with everyone that the bush was fantastic.
Thank you guys.
So it looks like Solana will be getting the Nat 20 again for next week, and what we'll do is for everyone else, we'll get DM's inspiration. You guys had a lot of very interesting points this week between Devonay, basically enabling Gizzard to eat human,
Thanks for that.
Anyway,
to oh my god, you just running with it, JJ. Oh, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you to all of our viewers. You guys have a wonderful evening. Yeah, Digitio, this stream definitely went places that I don't think any of us were ready to go. But I think we're all glad we went there.
Gizzard's very glad.
so fun.
So join us next week for when the Dahmer party gets then eats somebody else.
So much.
What will we eat next? Find out.
Pretty
What
much.
will they feed to Gizzard next? I think that needs to be a theme of an episode.
Pretty
It's
much.
going to be nothing but just traveling around and feeding Gizzard whatever they can kill.
That's what we can use the herbalism kit for. Okay.
That's a great idea.
I better see like fan art of like Gizzard's like cooking show.
It'd be horrible. Just everything would be raw.
If he makes a recipe book, we could sell it and get money.
This
Be a
is true.
raw cook.
Hi, I'm Gizzard, and this is my co-host, Guy Fieri. I'll be eating him. All right, let's go.
He's one of those ones that I wouldn't want to eat.
Fair.
He doesn't fit in that little.
Fair point. Fair point.
Gizzard is just very skilled with sashimi.
Ew. Gross.
Sashimi, sushi, everything going on there. But thank you,
Anyways.
everyone.
Anyway,
Everyone, have yourselves a good night. Thank you again to our viewers. Thank you to Many Sided Dice and Nightshade Creations for their support during this, and Team MZ. Make sure you check us out on check out the channel on Friday nights. We have Storm King's Thunder running, and keep your eyes open. You never know what else is around the corner.
Good night, everybody.
good
Good night,
night.
everyone.
Night.
Yeah.